morning, everybody, and happy Monday. As usual, I hope everybody had a really great and productive weekend. I know my friends who were selling this weekend said they were doing absolutely fantastic. Great weather out. People are out there moving. People are actually answering their phones. It's kind of a good phenomenon to have. Bad phenomenon to have because of the great weather. Allergies are in the air. So do excuse me if you do hear any snuffles. It is one of those days. So if this is your first Motivation Monday, I will let you know that these are kind of a quick action-packed meeting that we're going to go through. Should last about 15 to 20 minutes. Hopefully you walk away with one or two pieces of advice. Thought we'd start with a pretty powerful quote there. Success doesn't come to you, you got to go to it. Kind of on our quick hints today on how to be more productive on the phone, that is one of them. So success doesn't come to you, you got to go to it. You actually have to go and figure out ways to be successful. You have to put the elbow grease in. But you know, the nice thing about our industry is when you put that work in, the payback is really there. So happy Motivation Monday, everybody. Again, I do see there are a few new people on the phone, so I'll go through again the layout. We start with the tip of the week, then we're going to take a look at our trends. We'll take a look at who are our sales leaders, and I will let you know that the sales leaders, these numbers are for the end of March, so keep in mind, not last week, but the week before when we were closing down on short-term sales. So there's some pretty good numbers coming up. And then end in the sales technique, which the sales technique are going to be just a few quick hitters on how to be more effective while selling over the phone. So tip of the week, the previous week, is about the new NatGen sales contest about selling their National General Foundation Health. That is their fixed benefit plan with any accident supplement coverage plan. So any of the accident plans, the critical illnesses, the cancer, heart, and strokes, those get you an extra $75. So every time you sell the Foundation Health with a supplement, gets you $75. You sell it with two supplements, you get an extra $100. Have to sell a minimum of 20 plans to qualify. That is online on AHCP sales. That will be under the sales contest section, just to let you know what's out there. But that's a pretty good one, considering that's one of the main products we're selling. And hey, if we're doing our job and we just keep doing what we're doing, it's not bad to make additional money, right? The tip of the week for this week is about a training that's actually happening later today. Health Depot training. They are a really strong limited medical company. The training is coming up, I believe it's around 2 o'clock. The nice thing about their products is they have really good prescription copays and doctor office visit benefits on top of the normal limited medical benefits. The webinar is limited though to about 100 people. And I think we have about 10 or 15 slots left. So go sign up for that. Make sure you're in there if you want to learn more about these products. Also go a bit over their life products as well. Great commissions, great people. The training should be pretty good. I know I'll be on there. So go sign up and make sure that you get what you need out of it. Taking a look at the trends, what I would say, huge increase in short-term medical, of course, leading with that NatGen golden rule and the golden rule. The short terms hit really hard. I'm expecting a little bit of a decrease considering we're moving to 3-month. I know my phone was blowing up last week with people trying to get ideas on, hey, how can I change it and now switch over to the fixed benefit? You know, we had that huge short-term sales. Last year, they were our bread and butter. This year, we are moving over to the fixed benefit. Big hint, it's really more in a change in your mindset. Customers are uneducated. They don't, some of them have an idea that the short term is out there, but not everybody does. It's really going to be a change in how you are selling it. And are you comfortable pitching a short or a fixed benefit? If not, do some time, do some reading, educate yourself. If you're comfortable pitching it, they'll be comfortable buying it. Biggest change actually has to happen in you. That being said, fixed benefit sales were up, actually up a lot. Taking a look there, again, if you're what is our combination of what we're selling? About 70% of what we're selling is VBA, 20% is NatGen, and 10% is a whole bunch of other random carriers. So that's what's leading in the fixed benefit sales, if you're wondering about how to get into there. Our accident sales, we had a really healthy increase in there, really leading with the NatGen Plan Enhancer and VBA. Decrease in critical illness, we saw a lot of CBL critical illness. I'd say about 70% of our sales right now are CBL. And an increase in dental, selling the NatGen PPO and the golden rule. Keep in mind, with fixed benefits, with those being more inexpensive compared to a short term, we have to do a lot more package selling. So we have to go through, make sure that they have that fixed benefit. And on top of that, hey, fixed benefits might not have strong accident benefits as short term. So we need to go through and make sure we're adding on those accident supplements and those critical illnesses, because if they get diagnosed with a critical illness, will this financially carry them into the next open enrollment when they can just jump on a major medical if they get diagnosed with a big critical illness? So keep that in mind when doing the fixed benefit. And of course, they're going to need dental. So as we said, take a look, it was a really healthy increase in sales. I expect another healthy increase. This week, there are some people who choose to take the end of the week off just due to a holiday that's around the corner. So that might be a little challenging. That being said, I would definitely front load this week if at all possible. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are usually really good sales days this week. Thursday, after work, a lot of people decide to leave. So keep that in mind. So really front load your week this week. The sales shoutouts for our limited benefits. We actually had finally an upset. We overturned Katya for gold. So she's no longer there in gold. If anybody wants to keep trying to take her down. So we have Robert there. Robert Swander with 6 VBA apps there in first place. Katya is back in second place, of course. So nothing shocking there for our limited benefit. And Andrew Orlikov, he is in bronze, so third place. So good job, you three. You are top 3 sales for our limited benefit plans for last week. And taking a look at our short-term sales, kind of an interesting as far as goes. So Elaine took first, even though she didn't sell the most, just raw numbers, just we take a look at the total AV on that. So Elaine took first with that. David Taxer took second place, and I wanted to let you know that he sold 17 short-term medicals. So pretty powerful week there. And Wendy Larson taking third, selling 12. So we had a really healthy short-term week again, though these numbers are going to be for the month end of last month. So for March, when those numbers were closing out. So jumping into 5 quick techniques to sell more effectively over the phone. Again, these calls are quick. They are moving and grooving. So 5 tips to sell more effectively over the phone. So let's jump into that. Tip number 1 on here, kind of a goofy one. It's more of be physical, the old school song there in the 80s. So be physical. This is a huge one that people lack when they're selling over the phone. I can't tell you how many people I watch sell over the phone, and they sit there and they are humped over and they're in this absolutely horrible position and they are boring. They are absolutely boring. I have been doing over the phone sales for longer than I want to tell you. The big thing about it is stand up. We are 1099 agents. We get to work from where we want to. Hey, you're at your home. If you're sitting there, you're going to be boring. I get it. When we dial and when we're just pounding out calls, yeah, we are going to sit down and do it. But when you get somebody on the phone, make sure that you have the ability to stand up. I always keep my chair pretty healthy distance away so I don't hit my knees there on my desk when I stand up. But hey, you know what? Be physical. Stand up. Another thing about being physical is use a mirror. So if you're sitting down dialing, you're probably pretty boring. I have a mirror right behind my desk on this one. Make sure you can make eye contact with yourself. Look like you're having a conversation with yourself. That will make you more exciting, more engaging. Actually gives you better tone inflection too, to be really quite honest. Because your mind is sitting there thinking, hey, you know what? I'm actually talking to somebody. I should make this interesting, compared to when you don't use a mirror and you drone on and you're monotone and you're boring. And guess what? People aren't going to pay attention. They're not going to pay attention. It means they're not going to hear your stories. They're not going to hear your stories. They're not going to buy. This first one sounds weird, being the be physical, but it is probably the most important thing when doing over the phone selling. As long as you know your product and you kind of have an idea where your call's going, be exciting. Long time ago, I'd say probably about 10 years ago, I used to run a call center. And one of the biggest things I would do is we'd actually have times when we'd have the whole floor stand up. Sounds really weird. You know what happened to our sales? Shot up every time, So I'd have agents who wound up, guess what? They didn't want to sit. They would do their whole day standing, and I'm 100% okay with it. My most successful agent I have ever had and probably ever will have never sits down. It's also good if you're trying to work on your core. You know, we got summer around the corner, so when you're standing up, you got the core going on. Another thing is move around. Don't sit there. If you just stand up and then you are droning on, great. You're droning in a different position. How do you talk when you're with your friends? Do you move? Do you use your arms? Are you, just be normal, be natural. If you are that, if you have that energy, people are going to respond to you better. Let them know what you're doing. If you're sitting there taking notes, if you have to dig for something, get them involved in the conversation. If you are making any background noise, I will let you know that people are going to wonder what that noise is. Be honest, let them know. So the first quick tip is be physical, stand up, use a mirror, move around. That's a big one. It's an easy one. I know it's something that you can read about pretty quick online, but if you're not doing it, I'd recommend. The second big tip for you, I would say, is scripts. Have your scripts ready, have them be available. Again, that's a big one for effective phone selling. Know your sales process. If you don't have a sales process, take a look at the last 4 Motivation Mondays that we did. We went through how to do an effective sales process, taking a look at how to do a great introduction, fact-finding, presentation, and close. Have scripts for your voicemails as well. Leave powerful voicemails. Voicemails, I get it. Some people think they're a waste of time, but I'll let you know, when people call people's phones, I always ask my friends this to make sure I'm still on the same page with that. If they see a number they don't recognize, they will not answer. If the person doesn't leave a voicemail, it's not worth their time. Leave voicemails, make them be powerful, quick to the point and gone. Okay, to have those scripts available, make sure you have your email templates too. What this does is it keeps your call on track. It keeps you on track and keeps you productive. So not only do you need to have stand up, get that moving, have your scripts. I had an agent who actually, sounds kind of goofy, laminated his. And what he would do, because he hated having paper, he laminated it and then got those expo markers, those old greaseboard markers, like the VisViz as well, and he would write on his script what the person was saying. After he got done, that's when he would input all the information. That way he was able to focus better. Not focus as much on the screen, focus more on the customer. Tip 3 for you here is the joy of the gatekeeper. We all know what it's like working with a gatekeeper and how frustrating that can be when you're sitting there. I have a great product. I have a great solution, especially those of you that are doing small group, and you need to get through to them to talk. Or maybe, hey, the husband's not letting you talk to the wife's not letting you talk to the husband, however the game is going. Here's a few quick tips on getting through over the phone to the gatekeeper. It's different when you're in person. Treat them as nice as the customer. I find this one interesting because people rarely do that. They treat the gatekeeper like garbage. Treat them as nice as you would treat the customer. You need to be creative, and by that being creative, finding a way around them. One of my most successful agents I know asks a simple question and then stays busy. So, I'm here to talk with them about health insurance. Oh, they're not in the office. Do you know when they're going to be in the office? Oh, probably around 4. Okay, I'll call back then. Thank you. Sounds stupid, sounds goofy, but you know how many people don't ask when they're really going to be back there? It's like, okay, thank you. Hey, I hit a gatekeeper, I'm done. You need to be creative with them. You need to also keep it kind of quick and to the point and don't divulge too much information. The gatekeeper's job is to make sure you don't get through. So if you kind of withhold information, they'll withhold information, make it worth their time. If it's a business, try another number. If you're sitting there calling a business and you call the main line over and over and over, don't. Maybe try a customer service line if they have them. Maybe try a product line if they have it. That way you can get through. That's if you're doing small group selling. So gatekeeper, be creative, ask simple questions, and make sure you sound like you are staying busy. If you're busy, they're going to know that you're a professional and that your time is just as valuable. This one too, organization. Organization. One of the biggest things too, when I work with brand new agents and I come over and I take a look at what they're doing, it's always just scattered things absolutely everywhere. No idea where anything is, so keep it simple. Track your leads. There's really good tracking lead training out there at ahcpsales.com if you're not used to tracking your leads, or if you're not effective at tracking your leads. All of us know that we need to. It's really how do you do it. Also track your sales. Organization. Call check sheets are pretty dang useful. If you've never done one, it's literally a box 1 through 30 that you check off how many calls you're making an hour. You circle it when you talk to somebody. Why are they useful? You can take a look at what time you're contacting people best. again, my whole philosophy with this is I would rather work smarter, not harder. I got into insurance. I want to be an agent because I wanted to balance my life. I was sick of working just the grind, boring old over and over and over. What I wanted to do, I wanted to learn how to work, smarter, not harder. Big thing is keeping organized, knowing where my things are, knowing where everything is around my office. Okay, I would have sales sheets. I would make sure my leads are tracked properly, track them from the lead source. I would track them from the state. That way I can just do a really quick look over being like, hey, you know what, I'm really kicking Missouri at 10 o'clock today. So I'm gonna make sure I'm going to work Missouri at 10 o'clock. Organization, keep everything simple as well. Don't be one of those people who overcomplicates. I love watching it. It's kind of like at the beginning of the year when everybody goes into diet season, like, hey, I'm gonna make these absolute drastic changes. No, more drastic of the change, less likely it's actually going to happen. Organization, keep it simple, keep it relative to you, and make sure to work harder, not smarter. And number 5 for you today is word emphasis. I love this one. So if you don't come from a musical background, this one can be kind of difficult, but where should they listen? When you are talking to somebody, what do they actually care about? What words should they care about? That's where you should put the emphasis. That's where you should put the pause. When you're talking to somebody, if you are droning on and on and on, it's a run-on sentence. I know we all remember when we were in, 8th grade being yelled at for run-on sentences. No, you need to decide where in your conversation they should listen. If you have a sales script, if you have a sales process, highlight where they should listen. Highlight the words that you want them to walk away from. We all know that we're going to have some not as useful information, I guess, in our sales process. We want to make sure that we know where people are listening. Here's a big one for you. Absolutely big one. Take out your cell phone, put it on record. Record the next time you're doing an introduction to somebody. Okay? Stop it, play it back. What did you take away from it? Yeah, we all hate how we sound. We got that. But after you get past how you sound, what did you take away from it? Where are the important parts? Where are you lacking? Record yourself. We all have these great cell phones now. Everybody does out there. Record, record, record. Always record yourself. I personally, when I used to do it, I would try to record myself 1 call a day. I'd want to hear it. I want to hear how I sound, where the emphasis is, what are people walking away from, especially with fixed benefits going on right now. We need to make sure our customers are walking away knowing, kind of the big things. How is it going to work when they go to a doctor? What benefits are they going to get? What's going to happen if they go into surgery? Those things you need to make sure to record yourself that they're walking away from. What's the point? Where are you going as well? That is the thing with word emphasis. Are you starting really softly and then you're getting loud, And I think the most important thing that walking away from in sales, especially with word emphasis, is that silence is more powerful than talking. Big Zig Ziglar moment there, right? Everybody just had it. Silence is more powerful than talking. When you're talking to somebody and you decide to, as you've heard me say probably 100 times, shut up, it really makes your customer think. Okay, a lot of times during our fact finding, which again is going to be most of our presentation or investigation, however you want to call it, when we are talking there and then we be quiet and the customer gives us a 1-word answer and dang well that's not what you want. Silence is going to make them think. Silence makes people uncomfortable and it's going to make you uncomfortable too. You're going to want to talk. No, silence is important. You need to stop talking, make your client a little uncomfortable, and then they're going to be more honest with you. So these are 5 quick things to walk away from. I hope you guys got at least 1 or 2 things out of there. If so, that is well worth your time this morning. If you have any questions for the next Motivation Monday or anything you want us to make sure to cover, always reach out. training@hcpsales.com, questions on contracting. You can contact Agent Services. And I thought we would end today, with it going to be a short week for some people, that attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference, Winston Churchill. So attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. If you're sitting there, you wake up and you are hungry and you are going to work hard and you are reaching out for all your resources, you will be successful. I hope everybody here is going to have a great Monday. As always, if you need anything, we are here to help. Email training@ahcpsales.com and go out there and smile and dial, everyone.